Greetings, YouTubian buddies. This is Ultimate 23 Dragon, and welcome to one of my 2 Prediction Countdown 2014 movies. As Benson falls off my head. Alright, then you go over here. Stay. Anyway, for this movie, this will be my predictions of 2014 in top 10 countdown fashion. This one will be for the upcoming NASCAR season. Let's begin. Jeremy Mayfield would be reinstated into NASCAR. Now, I did not say he'd get it right. I just said he'd be reinstated into NASCAR. Look at the Aaron Fight deal, if you remember him. He was suspended back in 2007 after he and his fiancée at the time was busted for heroin. He was suspended, had a lot of time off, had some rehabilitation, eventually got reinstated into NASCAR. Now, I'm sure the Mayfield thing would be kind of different based on what NASCAR's policy is, but that's what I think will happen. I think this will be the year that Mayfield will be reinstated into NASCAR. Does it mean he'll get a ride in NASCAR? I don't think so. Besides, I think Jeremy wants to race elsewhere. The Nationwide Series will have its biggest downfall season ever. Now, here's what I mean by that. The Nationwide Series, ever since the reconstructing of the point system where the Cup drivers can only race in one of the series for their point system, the Cup Series, means that the Nationwide Series really hasn't been that popular, especially with the domination factor of Kyle Busch and other drivers. Because face it, the Sprint Cup Series is the premier series. The Truck Series has the best racing. What's that leave the Nationwide Series? The Up-and-Comer Series, where Kyle Busch and other Cup people win all the time? No. And believe me, it will get worse every single year. And it starts this year by having one of the worst years yet in terms of economic elements, driver popularity with Kyle Busch winning, too many issues with the upcoming generation, and basically, let's just say the Nationwide Series ain't going to have a good year. I don't think they'll ever have a good year ever again. But let's see about this year and see if this prediction for number 9 is accurate before we make any other predictions for the future for them. 2014 will not mimic prior years in a bizarre format like 2013 and other prior years have. Here's what I mean by that. I don't know why, but 2013 mimicked a whole boatload of events from prior years. You had the 2009 death disasters in May and June mimicked in 2013. In the wrestling world, you had the 2009 era mimicked, especially when it came to SummerSlam, but we'll get that in the wrestling video. And basically, what I want to see is 2014 be itself. I don't want to be reminded of anything. Basically, it's a wipe the slate clean kind of year. Brad Keselowski will make the chase, and Joey Logano will not. Basically, our 2012 hero basically had a off year of sorts. And here's the reason why I think it happened. There were too many transitions coming over with Penske Racing at that time, especially with the manufacturer switch once Tosh decided to leave, which was incorporated thanks to Penske going to Ford. Everyone knows that I'm going to blame Ford for most of it because I'm not a Ford person, thanks to Roush. I know it sounds stupid, but that's what happened. And also, Joey Logano's team would not have gotten in the chase if not for David Gilliland. Thank you, NASCAR, for not noticing that. Anyway, I think this will be the year that proves beyond a shadow of a doubt that Keselowski is a worthy driver, Logano is not, and Keselowski making the chase legitimately, because he doesn't need help to do it, Gilliland, and Logano not making the chase will once and for all prove how superior of a driver Keselowski is once they get all the kinks out of their Ford system. One of the Hendricks drivers will not make the chase. Now, here's the thing here. Jeff Gordon would not have made the chase if not for NASCAR being shellfish to make sure all the Hendrick cars made it and trying to screw Martin Truex Jr. I predict the tides will change, and one of the Hendrick drivers will not make the chase. Now, obviously, I'm going to hope it's either Jimmy Johnson or Jeff Gordon, because Jimmy Johnson missing the chase, wouldn't that be a big headline? It'd be bigger than the chase itself. Anyway, unfortunately for us who roots for the good guys, the odds are that the person for Hendrick who is most likely to miss the chase is going to be one of our two good guys associated with that team, Casey Kane or Dale Earnhardt Jr. Now, I have no idea what possibilities would be for all these drivers to miss the chase, especially if NASCAR decides to go ahead with this foregone, make everyone just make the chase thing. But anyway, I have a hunch that one of the drivers will not make the chase. Will it be Jimmy Johnson? Probably not. He's a mega baddie. Is it Jeff Gordon? Well, unless NASCAR decides to cheat, it might be. But then again, NASCAR will let him in anyway. Like a champion's provisional for the chase. Will it be Casey Kane? I hope not. And Junior, there's going to be mayhem if Junior doesn't make the chase. I know what happened the one year he didn't make it. So that's what I'm thinking. There will be a Hendrick driver who misses the chase. I just don't know who yet. And I'm kind of hoping for Gordon or Johnson. It ain't likely, but that's what I'm thinking. Stewart-Haas Racing and Michael Waltrip Racing combined will put only one driver in the chase. Now, here's the problem with both teams. Michael Waltrip Racing is getting off Screwjob Gate. With their best asset at the team, Martin Truex Jr., going to another team, along with Napa, they're pretty much in a doomsday position. Their now associated mega baddie Clint Bowyer is another top dog, and now they're bringing another guy whose health will always come into question. Brian Vickers comes into play. They also have Jeff Burton, but only part of the time, especially with Jeff Burton going to NBC in the future. Now, Stewart-Haas Racing will be the cluster freakazoid team of the century. You have two drivers who are noted for not getting along, Kevin Harvick and Kurt Busch. You have Tony Stewart, who's coming off a leg injury, and you have Danica. Enough said. Now, Danica's not going to make the chase for two reasons. A, she's still growing into the NASCAR position, and B, sophomore slump. Everybody has a sophomore slump. Tony Stewart's coming off his leg injury. Nobody knows how he's going to do after some rust time. Busch and Harvick are surely going to have at least one problem. There's a mini prediction right there. So, between Stewart, Busch, Kurt Busch, Harvick, Danica, not likely, Bowyer, and Vickers, only one of those guys is going to make the chase. And personally, I hope it's Stewart, because excluding Danica, who has been on probation before via me, I don't trust anyone else. Sorry, you guys who are fans of them, except Danica and Stewart, who are good guys, for now. But that's just how I feel about those drivers. Let's move on. I've made a nationwide series prediction, but not a trick prediction. So this one's going to be kind of obvious if you know me very well, but I predict Johnny Sauter will be the 2014 truck champion. Now, I know a lot of you are going to say, well, of course she's going to say Johnny Sauter. He's one of her guys. Yeah, that's true, but let's think about this in a different format. Who was the very last champion in NASCAR to win a championship and has had other championship titles? The answer is Tom Bodine, who won in 2010. Each year, we've had a new driver win the championship. And look at it this way. Johnny Sauter's been close to the championship multiple times. In fact, I think he should have won the 2011 championship if not for that BS race at Texas where they clearly screwed him to make Ron Hornaday win, and that BS 6-point penalty he had to make him lose to Austin Dillon by 6 points. So Sauter should have won the championship already. Anyone who knows my key of 3 theory will now dictate that this will be the year that Sauter wins the championship as payback against the evils of NASCAR for that stunt. I know you guys don't believe me in that aspect and probably don't believe in the key of 3 theory, but that's what I'm thinking. NASCAR will make a rule change to try and help out the racing at Daytona and Talladega. Now, I know what you're going to say. They already did that. They have that stupid no tandem drafting rule. That's not helping the racing. That's just NASCAR being stupid. What I mean is they're going to try and change the aerodynamic formats of the race cars and or the restrictor plates to make the racing less tandem draftable. Let's put it that way. They're going to make some weird, bizarre rule change that, in their mind and their testing, will try and make the racing kind of go back to what it used to be and make tandem drafting effectively useless. I know NASCAR's been at this for a little while, and they think that that's the reason for some of the crazy stuff that's been happening in NASCAR over the last few years. But NASCAR's known for making stuff up along the way, so with that prediction, I would not be surprised if that happened. Regardless of which one it is, a Busch brother will be suspended at least once. Is this a hope thing? No. I'm not big with either one of them, especially Kyle, but I don't hope for stuff like that. But this is based on their history. Let's look at it this way. It's been a little while since Kyle's had his own little meltdown, so I'm pretty positive he's going to have some sort of meltdown. And like the Key of 3 theory suggests, there will be said meltdown again because it's been about 3 years since his infamous suspension when he decided to take out Ron Hornaday for the truck title, which was actually NASCAR's plan. But that's for another video. As for Kurt Busch, he's going to be teammates with Tony Stewart and Kevin Harvick, who are enemies of Busch in the past. And by the way, he was not hired by Tony Stewart, he was hired by Stewart-Haas. And he's also going to have Danica on the team. Now I know there's a lot of you going, hey, Kurt's trying to grow up. He's trying to prove his worth, so that might not happen. True. That's why I said a Busch brother. Not both, not neither. A Busch brother. Which one, I don't know. Reason, I don't know. We're going to let time flow through its course in order to figure it out. But one of them will be suspended. If you have to force me on who I think will be suspended, I predict Kyle. But only because he's the most likely to go bonkers for no reason. It's not just me, it's just him. My biggest prediction for the 2014 NASCAR season. Jimmie Johnson will not win his 7th championship. In fact, it will be a Joe Gibbs Racing driver who wins the championship. Now, like most of you, I don't want to see Jimmy win the 7th championship, but your reasons might be a little bit different. See, here's the thing. Most of the fans I know won't let go of Dale Earnhardt Sr. And a lot of the fans I know, in fact, I'd probably say like maybe 60% of them, are old school NASCAR fans, so they're into Richard Petty. If Jimmie Johnson, who's been proven to cheat and get away with it, wins the 7th championship, all hell's going to break loose. There's going to be more conspiracies than ever before. And personally, I do not want that for the NASCAR world. Now, you guys are going to ask, well, who's going to stop Jimmy? It ain't going to be NASCAR. I think it'll be Joe Gibbs Racing. Now, among their 3 drivers, who is the most likely to win the championship? Now, I know a lot of you is going to automatically say, oh, it's got to be Matt Kenseth. Look what he did last year. True, but in terms of the new Team Blues, he's likely to have a sophomore slump or a Gibbs-related sophomore slump. Kyle Busch, it depends. It depends if the other prediction I made about him or his brother gets suspended, and he's the one that gets suspended, whether it's before or during the chase, like he was suspended during the chase in 2011. Denny Hamlin, I really want to see that because I'm from the same state as him. In fact, his hometown ain't far from mine. And it'd be really neat to see another good guy win the championship, especially since Hamlin realistically should have won the championship in 2010. I'm just saying. A lot of people were rooting for him. And after everything that went on with his team last year, I think they're due. Do I predict that Hamlin will win the championship? No, because knowing NASCAR, a baddie's going to win it. But I don't think it's going to be Jimmy Johnson. If Denny Hamlin can't win it, I think one of the Gibbs crew will. And personally, among the other two, I'd rather have it be Kenseth. That's what I'm saying. So basically that's it for my predictions. Tell me what you think of my predictions, how stupid my predictions are, how interesting my predictions are. Tell me what your predictions are. And let's embrace debate. Come here, Benson. Yes, I named a Pokemon after my favorite driver. If you've battled me, you'll know that. Anyway, this is Ultimate 23 Dragon and Benson, and this is our final answer. And in off-track terms, to a certain extent, it mimicked 2009 in a bad way.
I love you.
I love you too.
Hi, Joe.
It's me on the camera.
What?
Me on the camera. Yes. The phone ain't on. Gotcha now, didn't I? Yes. Brad Keselowski will make the chase, and Joey Logano will not. There were too many changes going on with the Penske crew coming into 2013. And if